Hi, I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. A reader recently sent me the following email. He said, as you know, there are market experts pitching Bitcoins as an investment. Has a huge year-to-date gain. I bet a lot of your readers would like to know if a Bitcoin position has a place in a balanced financial portfolio. I always appreciate hearing from readers, especially when they challenge me with topics I would normally not have thought of. Bitcoins are not something to which I've really paid a lot of serious attention. First, let me explain that a Bitcoin is a type of digital currency which is traded person to person. It's not backed by a government or considered legal tender. You can't pay your taxes in Bitcoins. While Bitcoin is one of the earliest and most widely known digital currency systems, it's not the only one that's available. There are scores, and sometimes these coins are called altcoins, virtual currency, or cryptocurrency. Unlike government-created currencies where a central bank controls the creation of the currency, Bitcoins are uncontrolled. They're not tracked by any government. This allows people to send or receive money across borders freely, with none of the restrictions or tracking or caps that are normally placed on transactions by governments. A digital money system has an inherent problem, though, that's common to all money systems. How do you keep the currency, especially one that's entirely digital, from being counterfeited? What stops someone from creating Bitcoins by the millions or selling the same Bitcoin multiple times? The solution in this case is a type of open source public ledger that tracks every Bitcoin transaction from the beginning of Bitcoin time. It makes it virtually impossible to cheat. The creation of new Bitcoins is controlled via a process called mining. Only a limited number of new Bitcoins are allowed into the system annually. It's kind of similar to how the precious metal supply gradually expands annually based on the mining of new metal. The market in trading Bitcoins is probably as free as a currency market can get. The price of Bitcoins is based on supply and demand. And since Bitcoin was only created in 2009, it has less than a decade of performance to evaluate. But throughout its really short history, the price has fluctuated wildly. For example, it reached $31 in July of 2011, then dropped back to $2 by that December. In November 2013, it then hit a high of $1,242. The following month, the price dropped to $600, rebounded, crashed, eventually stabilized to a range of $650 to $800. The reader who asked me about Bitcoin was certainly right about its impressive 2017 year-to-date performance. On January 1st of 2017, a Bitcoin sold for $496.90. As of August 19th, it closed at $4,109.10. That's nearly a tenfold increase in just 8 months. An article on Investopedia offers a good overview of Bitcoin's operation and history. It also describes some of the risks to evaluate before considering it as an investment. These include the relative novelty and lack of track record of a digital currency, the possibility for hacking and fraud, the uncertainties of future regulation, and the competition of other developing virtual currency systems. It also points out that Bitcoin transactions are they're similar to dealing with cash. They're very permanent and irreversible with no third party or payment processor, as in the case of a debit or credit card. Hence, there's no source of protection or appeal if there's a problem. While I like the libertarian freedom of the idea of a currency uncontrolled by government intervention, I don't consider owning such a currency as an investment. I do consider buying or selling digital currencies like Bitcoin a speculation. And like other speculative investments, I don't really believe that these belong in any long-term, core, or retirement type portfolio. Thanks for listening.